It started hours before daylight. But these 27 Vietnam War, 4 Korean War, and 3 World War II veterans, along with their guardians, were wide awake and excited.
See if we get any interesting motors coming alongside us.
Escorted by the Missouri State Highway Patrol to Lambert International Airport, the group boarded their plane. They've given so much for our country, and now Mid-Missouri veterans have been given the chance of a lifetime at a trip with the Honor Flight. The Honor Flight's mission is simple: to show thanks and appreciation to veterans, something they did not all get when returning home from combat.
They clap, they cheer, they shake our hands. It's a lot more than when we come back. When I came back in 1969, there was nothing, no recommendation or nothing for us. And this is really great.
The veterans visited memorials created in their honor, many for the first time in their lives.
Present! Oh!
Seeing this change of the guards, I'd never seen that.
It was Charles Waymeyer's first trip to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall.
I did look up some names of fellas that gave it all on that wall. Means a lot.
Seeing the World War II memorial brought back many memories for veteran Gene Dorsey.
A lot of submarine attacks. I've seen ships sunk, seen airplanes get shot down, you name it. There's all of it. That's what was going on.
At Arlington National Cemetery, some Mid-Missourian vets were greeted by strangers.
Thank you for your service. I want to give you a little letter of appreciation.
A simple note with a sincere message.
It was just a heartfelt appreciation for all the veterans of the war, all these soldiers have done for us, and just how much we appreciate having the freedoms that we have based on what they've done for us.
Perhaps that very appreciation is the reason so many veterans hold their pride so dear.
Oh, that's one of the first things I did when I bought my first house was put up a flagpole and start flying the flag, and I have ever since. It's been wonderful to have had the honor to come up here.
Here, where the sights brought them back to a time of tears, sorrow, and accomplishment, but also the songs that helped them through it all.
We gotta get out of this place.
In Washington, D.C., Elizabeth Hoffman,
If it's the last thing we ever do.
KRCG 13. It was a time of no cell phones, no internet, and certainly no Skype. While in the service, mail call was the highlight of a soldier's day. They waited and hoped for a letter or a card, but for so many,
There wasn't any.
the group of Mid-Missouri veterans on the Franklin County Honor Flight included 27 Vietnam War, 4 Korean War, and 3 World War II veterans. It was the trip of a lifetime as the soldiers visited war memorials, all created in their honor. Before the Honor Flight trip left Washington, D.C., veterans were surprised with mail call.
Don Nelson. Right here.
The simple notes of appreciation that meant the world to the veterans.
Really emotional.
Donald Nelson wasn't expecting a letter from his wife of 46 years.
I know that you don't consider it a sacrifice, but it was your duty. Thank you. It was all of us, you know.
Diane Barker was a passenger on the same flight to St. Louis.
Sitting here reading my book, and all of a sudden these wonderful gentlemen came and sat down, and we've had a great conversation.
Diane did not know Donald, but she said she didn't have to know him to be thankful for his service.
Very proud, and we wouldn't be here without them and their sacrifice.
Grandpa, I've always been proud of you and appreciate everything you've done for me.
Reading their mail brought several veterans to realize their sacrifices haven't been forgotten.
I think that we're cared for more than we think we are.
Cared for by those who love them dearly.
Dad, I've always been proud to say that my father served his country with honor and distinction.
It's emotional, quite.
In Washington, D.C., Elizabeth Hoffman,
That's my family. That's why it's special.
KRCG 13. It was a trip they will never forget. The Franklin County Honor Flight took Mid-Missouri veterans to Washington, D.C. for a chance to look at statues and monuments, all made in their honor. The Honor Flight made certain the veterans knew just how much they were appreciated.
It was outstanding. Everywhere we went, people paying recognition, honor, really made me feel good.
It was a jam-packed, eventful trip of only 21 hours. While in D.C., the veterans watched the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
It is requested that everyone remain silent and standing. Order! Oh!
They also visited the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall and the Korean War Memorial, to name a few. At every stop, the Mid-Missouri heroes were greeted with a welcome many of them didn't expect.
Kind of overwhelming, wow. And I've been feeling like a special hero.
But perhaps the most memorable part of the trip was what was waiting for them back in St. Louis.
America, the world, for this is my country to have and to hold.
It was so moving coming here and watching the veterans from the Vietnam War and Korean War and World War II get off the plane. They deserve our thanks and appreciation.
A ceremony recognized each veteran with an honorary certificate.
Eugene J. Dorsey, United States Navy, World War II. David R. Germain, United States Air Force, Korea. George Baker, United States Marine Corps, Vietnam.
These soldiers may feel like they were simply carrying out their duty while in battle, but family members, friends, and the entire country will be forever grateful for their service.
Precious gift of freedom that these heroes were willing to die for. We honor and thank you, sir. Amen.
And wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
With photojournalist Stephen Slight, I'm Elizabeth Hoffman, KRCG 13.